pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would please still stand for a moment of silence for Lori McDonald. Thank you. And a reading of the minutes from last month. I have a motion by Legislator Holtz, Legislator Martinez. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? IT1, resolution authorizing budgetary modification, Department of Solid Waste unappropriated fund balance to landfill and transfer stations and other requests. First by Legislator Lockwood, second by Legislator Martino. Open for discussion.
This is what we discussed at our budget meeting, the grinder that I had demoed on November 7th. It is on site still, so that's basically what we discussed. It'll allow us to do mattresses, tires, C&D, some organics, and we'll be able to pull the steel out of the tires and the mattresses, most of it for recycling, and burn the rest. So that's the goal. And well, that's it.
Good. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. IT2, resolution awarding professional service contract RFP 23 HW-014 design services for County Route 28 bridge to the South Bend, Grindstone Creek. Motion first by Legislator Holtz, second by Legislator Walpole. Open for discussion. Discussion, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carries. IT3, resolution authorizing budgetary modification to increase capital project number B0521 County Route 28 bridge over South Branch Grindstone Creek. Motion to move. First by Legislator Lockwood, second by Legislator Yurden. Open for discussion.
Are these here, they're both just like same name or set of title? They're different. The first here is just
Design services and the other one's capital project.
yeah.
Yeah, these are just through Bridge New York, and our share is gonna be 5%.
Understood.
Anybody else? All in favor? Opposed? Carries. IT4, resolution authorizing, accepting a grant offer from and authorizing the execution of an agreement with New York State Department of Transportation concerning the Oswego County Airport PIN number 3904.04. Motion to discuss, first by Legislator Walpole, second by Legislator Holtz. Discussion.
So this is the one that I brought forward last week. We just got the announcement last month. We now have the agreement. This is to purchase 2 new fuel trucks, one for jet fuel, one for aviation fuel. And the total cost is anticipated just over $500,000, and our share will be 10%, or about $51,000.
The 2 fuel trucks. Cool. Yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah.
All in favor? Aye. Carries. IT5, resolution establishing capital project number 0423 Oswego County Airport fuel trucks. Move it. First by Legislator Walpole, second by Legislator Martino. Open for discussion.
Actually, there's a typo on resolution. Capital project number would be just 0423. So this is just to establish a capital project. Once we accept that grant offer, our 10% comes from where we reserve auto equipment reserve account.
The resolution's been corrected, Brandon.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay,
0423, right?
That's correct. Yes.
It's been corrected in.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. We got bid 23HW 013 replacement of County Route 22 Gayville Road Bridge over Scribe Creek. Discuss it.
I'll read it.
Oh, Holly reads it, go ahead.
Okay, so we have this bid, we sent it to 7 vendors, and Tioga Construction gave the lowest bid, so we're asking that you award it to Tioga Construction Company.
What's that amount?
$1,258,963.70.
I just want to hear you say it.
Anything for you
Mr.
guys.
Chairman, I make a motion to approve. Make a motion to
First part
approve.
legislative Martino, second by legislative Yurden. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Add 2 cell phone lines to Children's with Special Needs Division. First by legislator Lockwood, second by legislator Martino. Open for discussion.
Can you give us some info on this, Greg?
Well, pretty much within the informational memorandum. One, I guess, item to note is for next committee cycle, I'm going to submit a proposal pre-approved phones for existing job titles. So they would be pre-approved, and it would only be anything outside of that scope that we bring forward otherwise.
All in favor? Opposed? Carries. Reporting departments, buildings and grounds department updates. Mr. Dope's not here, but he sent his trusty assistant.
Yeah. Just Butter Street, the contractors are getting ready to start over there. They're gonna, start removing asbestos on Monday. So, and then the project will be underway. So, in Camp Hollis, we're 95% complete. And we just have to, we're waiting on parts for the makeup air units. They should be in shortly.
Very good.
That's
Thank
about
you
it.
very much. Highway.
Well, we'll talk about the next plan.
Good boy.
This is the big one. As you know, we got Standstill doing the refab of the whole thing, and in the past, what was it, 2020, they came and looked at it, and what they had scoped then, they brought forward to us now. And after we're tearing everything apart, we found a little bit more damage than we thought, and so there's going to be add-ons to it, and it'd be about $500,000 with everything. We got the capital project already set, and I will not reach the capital project, the end of it, so
You haven't maxed it out yet.
I will not max it out.
Good deal.
I guarantee that. But,
Good deal.
and we're pouring concrete Thursday, 103 yards, I believe it is, so we're got it all ripped right apart. We did all that in-house, and we will put it together in-house.
That was some of the structural that was, you
The
couldn't tell
structure.
whether it was bad.
You couldn't tell until you pulled it off,
Right.
and it's basically on top of the 2 silos. It's a transfer pulley system goes through, and it's so obsolete you can't even get parts for it. We had to buy a whole new unit. And we looked in the tanks itself. One tank has been blown out before. We rehabbed that, and they're gonna rehab that. They're gonna go up 30 feet from the bottom to it'll be just above the middle, and reline the whole inside. But on top above that, there's another very thin, paper thin hole, and they're gonna have to rehab that too. So a couple of add-ons, but it's gotta be done. If not, it will not be working up to the expectancy that it should, or broke down. I don't want to
Still cheaper than
Still cheaper. You replace them silos, oh boy. Worse than drum. So,
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I'd like to add, I was over there yesterday, just happened to be over there yesterday. Our highway guys did a really phenomenal job getting that set up and ready for the concrete. My hat's off to them.
nice. I
You
will
know,
tell
they
them.
did- I mean, obviously they're used to it by doing bridges and so forth, but they did a really nice job getting laid out, set up, rebar all put in place. They did an exceptional job.
Did you happen to see the can across the driveway?
No.
We definitely used it up. Okay, anybody else? Solid waste.
We had divers in at the IRF for another inspection on our intake water structure. We did that Tuesday last week. Are in the river still. They were able to identify them, but they are at 50% or less of their original structure. So BNL is going to the state permitting department to get an approval to replace like in kind, putting pilings in a foot apart. And we'll see how that comes back. We believe the intake screen is reusable.
Excuse me.
The joint that holds it to the piping is a slip joint, so it actually rotated on the joint. Didn't destroy the piping, didn't destroy the screen. So our plan is to rotate it back, get pilings in. We may have to pull it out of the river and re-weld some ends onto it. That's yet to be determined. So that's where I'm at with that. So that one's in process. We have been fighting some air compressor problems at the IRF. The air compressors are, the newest ones were put in at the refit in '97. Two of them have been rebuilt once. So that'll be future discussion. Early next year, we'll be talking about some air compressors at the IRF. On the landfill side, it's been business as usual. I mean, approved grinder, so Jeremiah and I were talking about how we're going to stage tires, mattresses, and how we're going to make this work. We're going to utilize the MRF probably to grind most of it we can inside. I do have concern with C&D and lithium batteries. We've got a plan. We'll have our sewer jet truck down there. We're going to try to grind just outside the door. So if we have an incident and something gets into the truck, we can pull the truck out 50, 60 feet, dump it in the lot, call 911, do what we got to do, but protect people and assets that way. I'm not concerned with mattresses and tires, C&D, because something's getting in there that shouldn't be.
So you'll actually be grinding tires with that machine also?
Yes.
How big of tires can you take up to?
Commercial truck tires, it'll take big stuff too, but it just goes through it slower. So at some point, I'm actually considering looking to see if I can't get a shear to put on the big cat excavator at some point next year. And Sean and I had talked about it a little bit.
I will borrow it.
Something we could, if he's got a piece of equipment that could go on, you know, it could be interdepartmental. But that way we could shear up the bigger loader tires, big tractor tires and that kind of stuff. It'll chew them up, but the vendor says it just takes a long time because they're such large tires. It doesn't really have anything to bite on, so they'll roll around in the tub.
So if you shear them,
So
then you get
shear 'em,
them.
yeah.
It's used to what, half them or quarter?
We quartered them before. We had to rent the machine and it was $60 a month, or $60,000 a month.
And depending on our screens, they're giving me 2 screens of the machine.
One day. You get one day.
I'm sorry, what's that?
We're getting 2 screens of the machine. I think we're gonna go with a 3-inch and a 4-inch or a 5-inch. And that will determine the output size of the material. I think we want to try to put tires through the 3-inch to try to maximize getting the wire, the steel belts and the wires out of them. Same with mattresses, get the most metal out so the metal can go, and like I said, we'll work the rest.
So could you use some of that tire stuff to put back down for blacktop?
We've tried that before.
Road building on the landfill, yes. I can't use it as alternative daily cover because I'm not permitted for that.
That's
But
good.
I can use it for drainage and road building.
I'm just joking.
No,
See, next week, broken glasses again.
Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
All right. Anything else, boy?
But those are the biggies. We're good.
Okay, thank you very much. Brandon?
So we're currently in the process of 2 projects. We're in the design phase of rehabilitating taxiway B and taxiway D, Bravo and Delta. We're also in the design phase of replacing and relocating our airport beacon, the big one that spins around. So we had applications in for that, both of those for the construction phase for 2024. But we also had an application in to convert the whole airport over to LED lighting, to have the FAA fund that. So I had a meeting with the FAA yesterday, and they were all for it up until yesterday. So it looks favorable for the construction phase for taxiway Bravo and Delta construction next year and to replace and relocate the beacon next year, but they wanted us to push the LED conversion out until 2025. Apparently there's a lot of airports asking for a lot of money, and so they're only going to do construction projects next year. So we're really hoping to get all three of them. I mean, obviously all of them are important to us, but the LED with the cost savings was a huge one to us. But we should be able to get the two taxiways that was paved, and we can.
Oh, sorry.
Brandon, just out of curiosity, if we were to change it over to LED, what would the cost on something like that be?
Humongous. It's probably over $1 million to change all of the lights and the signs over. You got to redo all of the transformers underneath the lights and then the stalks and the head unit.
Okay.
It's a huge expense.
Yeah.
So that's why we were trying to get the FAA to do it.
Just to carry, you know.
Yeah, it's well over $1 million. We're also having a problem sourcing the incandescent light bulbs right now. New York State outlawing the incandescents. We're still able to get them. It's just we have to source them from their companies.
Is that something we can change gradually as we're going?
So we've done that with a lot of the airport right now. They're all incandescent right now. But what happens is now you've got to stock this part. You've got to, it's all done piecemeal, right? And whoever the low bidder is for that section, it's too much of a puzzle just put together. So that's what we were trying to do it all in one project. We can just stock 3 of these, and no matter what gets damaged, you can replace it. So that was what the intentions were.
Understood. That all you got? Thank you very much, Brandon.
Greg Ballin. Central Services Department.
Just a couple of things here. So one of the significant projects we had this year from a scope and a cost standpoint, our new virtual stack. So it's physical servers that run virtualized servers. So 3 physical hosts are running or will be running around 90 virtualized servers, which is the bulk of the county server fleet. We do have some virtualized servers at Board of Elections. We have some at BRF, and there are some running at DSS as well, but the bulk of them run on this platform. So that's it right here. We're in the process now that it's all stood up, fully configured, migrating servers off this old virtual stack and the storage array, which this will then be retired. This has been in place. This was purchased before I came on board, so I think 2015 was kind of, I think, part of the scope when the fiber ring was done. This was part of what was purchased through that vendor, along with a bunch of other equipment as well. Also in here, this UPS big battery backup here, that is the battery backup for all of these servers, and over here, which I don't have a picture of, there's a lot of switches. The main firewall is here, so that's all powered off of this stack, and we're bringing this new Eaton one online. So all fresh batteries, enterprise grade, with network monitoring and the kind of stuff we should have in place. So that's a project we have been, both of these we've been scoping out since the beginning of the year. So those are in place, wired up, and we're just, as I said, migrating off the old system onto the new system. So some really nice administrative features in this new virtual stack. A big part of the cost of it, this was $350,000. There's the software that runs it, that enables their virtualization, has a lot of administrative features that are efficient to keep it updated and maintained. One of the other things I wanted to give you a quick, I had mentioned before there was an issue with the video cameras at the 911 tower sites, that they, between ourselves and the vendors, were not spec'd correctly. They did not have infrared capability, which enables them for better low light capability. So this is a snip from one of the cameras. You can see it's taken at night, and that's what the image looks like on it. So this is with the the test camera we put in, it's, doing what we want it to do, so, the rest of those replacement cameras have been, are on order, and as soon as they come in, we'll get them installed, but, so this is what it should look like in the first place with the right IR, emitters. Yeah. So, so there's that. And one of the other things, just kind of a quick snip here. This is from the main firewall. There's all sorts of functionality in there. Of course, it has intrusion detection and suppression. This is just over the last couple of days where traffic is coming in, hitting our firewall. Just to give you a sense, even though we're small Oswego County, tucked away up here, there's traffic coming in from this is Poland. We've got China, Great Britain, the Netherlands. We've got some from Iceland, if you can imagine that. But it's coming from everywhere, even from the United States. Now this is traffic that's dropped. It's not, they're not making it through our firewall into our internal systems, but there's always somebody trying to get in through the front door, for sure. A couple weeks back, we don't see it in this particular summary, but a couple weeks back we had, over the course of about a week and a half, around there was a couple of thousand attempts from Russia and from Poland to connect through our AnyConnect VPN that employees use for connecting in remotely. They just randomly try different user IDs, trying to find one that will get them access in. That has tailed off now. I think they gave up and they're focusing on somebody else now. But it's just kind of an example there of there's always somebody trying to break in. Every day, all day.
China and Poland should be first. Is there?
Yeah, there's actually a lot of traffic out of Europe. Poland, I don't usually see so much. The Netherlands is on here for sure. A couple of that's a real hot spot for hacking for whatever reason. Yeah. So very typical to see Russian Federation, Iran, India, and definitely North Korea, which is on here. But
So the firewall's working.
yeah, it is doing what it's supposed to do. Any questions on any of that? No. Thank you.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
Thank you very much. Looking for the appropriate motion. The motion to adjourn. First by legislator Walpole, second by legislator Gear. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Thank you very much.
Yes.